Hi, my name is Amy Reardon from Walking in Freedom, and I just really had it on my heart today to share a little bit of my testimony with you. I've never made any videos like this before, but like I said, it was just really on my heart today to share a little bit of this because when I was searching for help concerning an addiction to pornography several years ago, I couldn't find anything for women. And there are a few more resources out there today, but there still are not many. Most resources are geared towards men. So I just wanted to share a little bit with you. I, several years ago, got trapped in looking at pornography. I'm married. I was married. I had just had a child not too long before that. Very involved in my church and loved God very much. Born again Christian, and I got myself trapped in looking at pornography. It's not something I expected to do, but when I tried to stop, I realized I couldn't, and the shame was unbearable for me. And keeping the secret from my husband was eating me alive, and I couldn't talk to God about it. I knew He knew all about it, but I just, again, felt so much shame that I didn't know how to talk to God about it either, and I felt like such a fraud at church with all my friends, with everyone. I looked okay on the outside. Everything looked fine. No one suspected anything, but my heart was such a mess. Eventually, I did say something to my husband, and we together went and talked to my pastors because I didn't know where to go for help. I had no idea. And I started looking online for help, and all I could find was for men. And it made me feel like an even bigger freak than I already felt like in the first place, because I thought, what is wrong with me? I'm a woman. Clearly only men deal with this. Fast forward a few years, I started my blog, Walking in Freedom, and I still thought that there weren't many women who dealt with this, but I started writing my story on my blog, and I cannot tell you how many emails I have gotten from women across the globe who deal with the same issue. So many people think they're alone, and if you are a woman that deals with this, whether you're a teenager, whether you're my age or older, you are not alone. This is something that's not talked about very much, and it needs to be talked about, and that's the only reason I'm doing this at all. I'm not comfortable always sharing about it, but this is what I needed, so that's why I'm doing that today for you. And I just pray that you tell someone, pray for someone that you can talk to if you don't know who you can talk to. Pray that God shows you just someone that you can tell. If you're a woman, preferably another woman. If you're married, confess this to your husband. Tell somebody. That was the biggest point of freedom for me, was when I finally said something. Part of that chain broke off of me, because strongholds grow and they thrive in the dark. And when you finally are able to tell someone, a lot of that power from the stronghold is just broken off of you right away. That's the first step, and it's a huge step, and it is the most difficult step. But there is freedom waiting on the other side. And I can tell you, I'm years down the road from this now, and I haven't done it perfectly at all. There are things that I didn't do right. There are things I could have done differently along the way. It was really a learning process and a lot of healing that had to take place in my marriage because of this. But my marriage is so much better now than it was. My heart has been healed so much. Jesus has healed my heart so much since then, and He still is. He'll be healing our hearts till the day we die. But I just wanted to encourage you, if this is something that you have been dealing with secretly, that you are not alone. And God does not hate you. He's not angry with you. He wants you to confess this. Confess this to someone. Talk to Him about it. I know how difficult that is. I know how difficult that is. Because even after I told my husband and I told my pastors, it was quite a while before I was able to openly talk to God about this without feeling just incredible shame. I did not know how to talk to God about my desire to look at pornography. How do you do that? Well, I figured out a way. I just did it. Actually ended up writing it down. I wrote down a prayer from my heart and then I read it to Him. And that may sound silly to someone who doesn't have difficulty doing that, but that's where I had to start. And now I have an incredibly intimate walk with God that I wouldn't trade for anything. So I hope you're encouraged today. Maybe I'll do more of these things in the future. There's so much hope on the other side of this, and I just want you to know that you're not the only one, and God can heal your heart.